So today I woke up to the press conference in Capitol Hill by all the Epstein survivors. And it was such an amazing, empowering act. All the survivors are coming in together in solidarity to demand for the Epstein files to be released. And it's called the Jeffrey Epstein Transparency Act. And some of these survivors have never come out before. It took a lot of courage and a lot of support and solidarity for these women to come, like to open up and to actually be seen in public, and for their names to be known and for their stories to be heard. One of them said, "It's the first time that I feel like my voice matters." And another survivor said that you cannot protect the future unless you confront the past. And this is the central, like this teaching is the central teaching and the motivating force behind all the healing work and all the work that we're here to do. Especially in my case, I'm going back to past life memories that are thousands of years old, and I'm recovering them to heal them. Because exactly that, she said it perfectly, you cannot protect the future if you cannot confront the past. And so this healing process is about looking at what happened, recognizing what happened, and choosing a different pathway, choosing a different reality. Making sure that the lessons are learned, making sure that these mistakes are not going to happen again, they're not going to repeat, and also standing up for that level of evil and saying, you do not have a hold on me anymore. I am powerful, and my voice is powerful. And so this is part of my healing journey with Tutankhamun. He was not in a very empowered place because he has been the victim of abuse, and he didn't make it past 18 or 19. He didn't make it to where he's a grown adult and can actually stand up for himself. He was murdered by the conspiracy. And I'm sure a lot of these survivors, a lot of these victims have suffered, we know that for a fact, have been murdered. Like, I think her name is Victoria. And she was murdered when she spoke out and came publicly, and she's now the unspoken hero in this story, and she's a source of power to a lot of these women. And her family was present in the press conference. And so this is a reminder that a lot of these victims don't make it because we lost them for suicide. So this is a great reminder of our power as human beings to stand up in the face of the evil that rules this world, or the evil that thinks it rules this world. And to remind ourselves that every voice matters, that your voice matters, that you are an important part in this equation, and that there is real truth, there is real power to speaking truth and sharing your own story. This is how change is made. So in my last post, when I wrote about Madonna speaking up, and I was talking about the Sophia archetype, and I talked about my astral mission to go into the underworld and save Sophia because she was kidnapped and tied against her will there. And it's one of the archetypes that represent the silencing of the feminine voice, the divine feminine archetype that lives within us all. This was the binded Sophia, kidnapped against her will and being milked for her purity, being milked for her life force energy. And when each and every one of us can save and free their inner Sophia, which is the power to speak truth, which is the ma'at within us all. Ma'at is truth divine. And she's represented by a female. It's a woman. All symbols of truth and justice are always associated with the female archetype. And the female archetype, the Sophia, lives within us all. And so I said that Madonna has spoken up, and Madonna means literally the Mary archetype. And a lot of Marys are going to speak up, and this is exactly what we're seeing right now with the Epstein survivor case, so on and so forth. And even the the congresswomen and the congressmen who are voting for this bill to release the Epstein files, in spite of Trump calling it a hoax, gaslighting all these women into thinking like none of this happened, gaslighting the entire American society and the entire world, pretending like none of this happened. Because you know what? You know why he's doing that? It's because he's as complicit in this as Epstein. He was his best buddy. And one of the, I love that Luna is just looking out for me. She's just like wandering around. Yeah, you'll see her behind me. Yeah, here she is, she comes. What a cutie, what a sweetheart. She's definitely soul family. She's been with me in other lives, I know that. In the life of Tat, I know that for sure. You come in to say hello? Hi. Hi. Good to see you. Oh yeah, you love those back rubs, don't you? Aren't you so cute today? Yeah? You came all the way, you never come here. Yeah. Luna found me as I'm trying to record the video. Just trying to find a shady spot to record the video. She's my best friend. She really is my best friend. Yeah, I know. I love you too. Oh. So, yeah, what I said is coming true. And I'm not saying this to brag, obviously. I'm saying this to just confirm that your own healing journey, your own inner journey of healing has the power, has the key to liberate the collective from such evil demonic forces that are trying to control us, that are trying to put their hold on us, that are trying to bend our will to their evil purposes and evil agenda. So all these men that are abusers, they're not implosive. They do not know how to create bliss, and so they seek it outside of them, just like an addict would. There is something that I wanted to share about also the personal becoming collective, and I know that I'm working with the ancient Egyptian timeline because this is crucial in the collective timeline of humanity. So I do recognize that I'm a special case in that regards. For all the years have passed, I have not heard of anybody doing that kind of work. And I think it's happening now because we finally have the technology, which is the plasma technology, the Therify machine that I have experienced, that exactly matched my out-of-body experience as my higher self. Not exactly, but it was like the miniature version of my out-of-body experience in my higher self body of Ningasdira, son of Enki, and his immortality experience. We finally have the technology available that can enable us to do this level of healing across the timelines. What healing is, it's rewriting the story of humanity. It's taking charge and taking full responsibility of the world that we're creating, the world that we're living in. So I'm here to be an example of that, and I'm here to share my story, to inspire you to do the same for yourself and for your ancestry, for your family line, and for your race, for your bloodline. You have a role to play in this humanity. Last thing I'm going to share today is I had shared previously with Dan on his platform and on my platform the importance of the number 23, right? And I said that this is crucial in the upcoming test that the humanity is facing, right? It's either humanity steps up and creates a different reality, or it's going through its own self-negation. It's going on the road of its own collapse, and it's going to be another upheaval, another catastrophic event. Until then, and I said that the number 23 is crucial in terms of 23 cycles or 23 years or even 230 years or even 2.3 months or 2.3 years and so on and so forth. It's fractal, so it repeats. It's an energy frequency. It's not a specific date. So this has been, I think, since last November, almost a year now. And on the internet right now, it's going around that September 23 is going to be the day of the rapture. September 23, 2025 is going to be the day of the rapture. And I think it's really just interesting how this exact date of September 23 is the equinox date, the autumn equinox, and it's exactly the day of my initiation. My initiation, my plasma initiation, the immortality experience that has allowed me to remember my past lives as Tutankhamun and as Isa. So this is why we're here today, to witness this level of collective tuning into the frequencies. And it's very interesting how people take the information and they run with it, and that's great. I think it was somebody called Brother Joseph who made that prophecy that Jesus came to him in the flesh, or like as a hologram, and he told him that September 23, 2025 is going to be the day of the rapture. So interestingly, we will see what's going to happen that date. I don't even know what's going to happen that day, but we will see. What I do know for sure is I experienced my own personal rapture last Christmas of December when I was in Cairo. I was actually in the Red Sea at the time, still going through my own Kundalini activations that happened. And I had experienced what I could term to be the rapture. There was no other word to describe what I've experienced. And I experienced the Christ 2.0, what I call the Christ 2.0 frequency, which is a whole other level of Christ consciousness, a whole other level of bliss and ecstasy, a whole new dimension of reality. And I was able to see with my own waking eyes, to see the grid lines, the divine architecture that creates this reality that we're in. I was able to see the sacred geometry that surrounds us. I was able to see the flower of life patterns. I was able to see the DNA patterns, the swirling light waves that form this reality in consciousness itself. And for us to know that this is available for us, to step into this new dimension of seeing and perceiving and experiencing reality from a whole other level. And this ecstatic ascension, I know that it's possible for people to invoke that, because I can. And if I can, then you can too. And that is the only way that I could see it. The difference was I was just by myself in my room, in my living room. And I couldn't share it with anybody in the moment then, but it didn't mean that it didn't happen. It happened. And, you know, most of my inner experiences, I'm experiencing them. It's a solitary journey, but this is why I love to share these experiences with you guys, but it will never be enough. Words will never be enough. Experiencing it in the physical is a whole other game. So what I'm here to say is keep the faith, keep your light shining bright, speak truth, become truth, and continue your seeking, continue your spiritual practices, continue your meditations from a place of wholeness, not from a place of seeking something to be complete, but it's from a place of like, I am whole. I am who I am. And I wish you remembrance, and I wish you true bliss and peace Much love.